Good morning YouTube, welcome to another Wild Focus. So guys, today, 80 years ago, this place would have been filled with thousands of Polish and Jewish prisoners of war. Welcome to Neuengamme, Germany's largest northwest concentration camp. Eure Leiden, eure Kampf und eure Tod sollen nicht vergeben sein. So guys, I hope I said that correctly. So, as I said, we are in Germany's largest concentration camp in the northwest. Currently a little bit early in the morning, but I thought I'd get here before the queues begin. As you can see in the distance, guys, this is where it begins. I mean, 80 years ago this would have been a very, very different outcome, because I guess it would have been filled with soldiers, Nazi soldiers, and of course the poor innocent Jewish prisoners of war and Polish. This is a place where the Polish actually stayed and was used for slave labour, and unfortunately the Jewish were bagged up, shipped off into the worst concentration camp of all time in Poland, where they were submitted to torture numerous acts, experiments, God only knows what, but not something nice. But we've got a day to cover this area, which is actually very big. Obviously not a day of recording, which I've got to grind down to, half an hour or an hour's footage if possible. But we'll go around, we'll have a look, see what this place is about. But it has already a very, very, very strange vibe, as you can see. I mean, we've actually come in the back entrance, but this place is huge, as you can see. Not really sure what all these are, obviously, because I can't read so good German, but okay. So this place was actually built in 1938, as I've just read. And I guess some of these things here are some of the people that were housed here. Not quite sure what that all means. So guys, as you can see, these are the remains of some of the, how can you call it, buildings where obviously the prisoners were kept. In 1945 the English bombed the absolute shit out of this place, and basically, as you can see, they've gathered everything together, so you can sort of see where everything used to be. But in the distance you've got all the buildings, remaining buildings in the distance, but like what I have read, there was more than 100,000 prisoners coming in and out of this complex. So here, guys, there's such a lot of bad history, and I'm going to take you around it, obviously, but I do hope it warms up a little bit. But also, as it states here, each building containing up to 400 prisoners. Guys, 400. I mean, look at this place. Yeah, and this is, I would say, not even 100 meters. Huh? And this used to be one building containing 400 people. I mean, that is unbelievable. I mean, can you imagine the living status? Absolute inhumane. All these grounds, I mean, you can see the fence posts that they've left there. I mean, it's as far as you can see, guys. I mean, I'm going to try and cover as much as I can in this video. Hopefully we can get inside some of the buildings. But there is, like I say, such a lot of history. All bad, of course. But, you know, it's open to the public. So we can all come here and gather our thoughts. I mean, I can't imagine what was going off in here. But I do know what I've read up on the place was a lot of the Jews that were gathered from around Hamburg and around this part of the country were kept here until the time of shipment, obviously, to the worst camp of all in Poland, where they were subdued to many, many bad acts. But we'll take you through it. Oh, guys, this actual place here was actually the crematorium, where thousands and thousands of bodies were burned. Can you imagine these people that were held up in here were subdued to that smell of burning bodies 24/7. I mean, we're talking thousands of people. Exactly where I stand. I mean, a moment's silence I don't think is enough, is it, guys? Platz das Krematoriums im Einmann. Yeah, so here was the chimney, where obviously this happened. I'm walking on the original railway track, where these prisoners were brought in on carriages like this remaining one here, crushed in, I'm not sure how many, to one carriage. But as you can see, I mean, this is just a replica, you know, painting or something, but the carriage, this is not replica, sorry. This is exactly how they were brought in. I mean, people. And these guys would be on these trains for hours, days maybe, because they would be pulled in from all over Germany, Poland, who knows. But I mean, I'm not sure I'd want to be on one of them for such a long time. I mean, that's how it was, guys. You know, he was shut up in there, no windows, nothing. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. So we'll move on. So guys, the SS shooting range. Executions took place right on this spot, guys. So here, as I see on the picture, would have been a tower, obviously solid concrete tower, and as I've seen on the map, is the prisoners would have been released and given the opportunity to escape, obviously with zero chance. As you can see, remainders, guys, remainders of a large death count. But here you've got like a moat that runs all the way around the complex, and what I can see is the prisoners were made to run across these fields in the background, and then to be used as target practice, guys. This is obviously the remainders after England bombed the absolute shit out of it again. Proud to say that. But we move on. I mean, there's still some people living in there. Can you believe that? I mean, that would be proper weird when they're old buildings from the 1940s, remaining buildings, but somebody's obviously used them as their home now. Obviously, maybe the groundkeepers, because people are maintaining this place. So I guess that's what that is. But guys, you imagine, yeah? That would be the big tower. Run along, guys. And just to be mowed down, I mean, unbelievable. And these SS were nasty bastards, that I will say. Very, very gloomy place, guys. Very gloomy. Definitely a strange aura feeling walking around here. I'm not sure if we can actually get in any of these places. I mean, it's crazy, huh? Everything's just boarded up. Okay, well, this was the hammer work, obviously, where the prisoners, or the Polish prisoners, were used to fabricate weapons and God knows what. I mean, it was crazy. You know, the Polish, the ones that were caught, they were used for labour to help run the war, and then the Jews were submitted just simply to just horrific acts. I mean, children tortured. I mean, what's all that about? God, you can see so in there. Okay. And what I have just seen, I think this looks like a canteen or something. I mean, we do get a lot of, I think, a lot of visitors here. A lot of them have to be catered for, don't they? But still, I'm not sure if I'd want to work here. I mean, you'd be coming into a world of depression every day, wouldn't you? Can we get in here? Oh, I see. Well, guys, you can see this is a basic map of parts of Germany and the amount of prisoners that were actually kept. I mean, all pointing at Berlin. Unbelievable. I mean, look at these counts, guys. And this is not just Germany, this is France. Oh, they even had English prisoners. It's a bit... Okay. And there we are, guys. And because this place was actually hosting ladies as well, everybody was made to work, apart from the Jews. can see. How it used to look in the day. I'm not going to stop and read all of these because I'll be here all week. And this is very educational, guys. This building where we're actually stood in now, this is what was happening here. Well, I'm not going to sit and read all that. But Schlosserei means camp fabrication. And these ovens, you see, full of coal, burning. I mean, I think it used to be get hot in here. And look at these old radiators, guys. Crazy. If anybody knows what that is. Oh, it's a cutter. Oh my God. Anybody fancy pushing this round for 12 hours a day? I mean, that thing is alone, I don't know how many kilos. Tools of the trade. And you can see, I can see what these are. These are tracks for the mines, guys, for the underground bunkers and things, you see. Obviously they would have been distributed all over the country. So as I can work out now, all this area, this was used for working, production, of weaponry, and as you've seen, tracks for the underground mines. I mean, even though the sun's shining now, guys, very, very eerie. And I'm actually walking on the outskirts of this complex. Wow. the original remaining pillows. So what came in and out of here. Oy, oy, oy. Knowing that you're going to be spending years and years of your life in here. I mean, this is all open, you know, but as you can see the buildings around there, there's a fence going all the way around, and what I did see on the little map on the entry is all this barbed wire was surrounded by barbed wire, so they wouldn't have been able to walk freely on this land. And here, coming up to this white building, apparently here was where the leader, the gaffer of this whole complex used to be situated. And in the background, guys, you can see the big chimney. I mean, I can't even imagine what was put through that. Can you hear them birds, guys? Don't sound very friendly, do they? And even this pool here, this lake, I mean, what is lurking in there? I wonder if anybody's ever found out. But yeah. So this is where the gaffer was situated. The colonel. Oh, we've got a stork there as well. Can you see him? Looking at me. Hello, mate. Obviously, back in the day, this was classed as luxury. But as I can see, there's a lot of grounds here that have been knocked down. I mean, as I said before, a lot of this place was bombed. Then in 1945, when the English actually took over everything here, they used this complete complex to imprison the leftovers of the SS and the Nazi soldiers, and then step by step the SS was sentenced to the death by hanging, so I read. And then a lot of the Nazi soldiers were actually sent for rehabilitation, and then separated with a large amount of money and lived their life on, separated all over Europe, or all over the world, shall I say. As you do here now, still on the news, they're still finding these old age people, Nazis, hiding, living a comfortable life somewhere in the world. But there, that was the attraction, guys. That's where I wanted to come and see. You see this tower? I mean, that is real German Nazi style, if I would say. We'll have a walk over there. But because this is actually in Hamburg, as you know, Hamburg has I think it's the second largest shipping docks in Europe. So a lot of prisoners were sent in by boat. And here, coming up, is the docking station. I mean, there was also, there'd have to be shiploads of coal to keep the Polish workers warm. I mean, it's crazy how that was divided. I mean, the Jews were given nothing. God only knows what they was eating each other, I think, at times. Some of the pictures I've seen on the entrance on the border are a bit graphic, and obviously to regulations on YouTube I'm allowed to show them, but you can see what we got here. Guys, here from 1940 to 1942. I'm trying to translate it, by the way. More than 1,600 prisoners were captured and brought into this complex every week. 1,600 guys every week. And this was the place. I mean, that's just a small count. That's just people brought in by boat. I mean, 1,600 a week. That's a lot over a year, 2 years. And obviously the ones brought in by train daily. Horrific. Oh, guys, there you have it. I mean, that just says evilness all over it, don't it? I mean, what does that say to you? And that's a building that was not blown up. You see that barbed wire on the top? And that's how this whole complex was, or what it was surrounded with, I'll say. Okay. See this? Remains of the prison wall. I mean, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. All them posts that I showed you that was going around the complex earlier, they're basically replicating this wall. I mean, this is what you would be looking at. You know? How you getting over that, guys? And that was your freedom, mate. Crazy, huh? that would have surrounded all this complex. As you can see, as far as you can see, it'd just be that. And you wouldn't know what the hell is going on the other side. I mean, here's all the boards where you can read and read and read and read. I mean, you know, these little units were pitched all around the complex. I mean, they've got windows and everything at the moment, but you imagine every 1 or 2 soldiers up there, rifled up, waiting to take a pop at anything that moves. Here we are back at the shipping dock. But just this alone, guys, I mean, that history, I mean, it's lifeless, you see. Nothing, just eerie. And not sure what kind of boat this is, but would this be the type of boat that people would be brought in on? Okay, as you can see there, now these were just for shipping sand, cement, stones, rocks, everything needed to build this evil place. And you see these rails, guys, what I showed you earlier, and that's what they're used for, made for. And these weren't motor run, these would have to be pushed and pushed and pushed. And there's you guys moaning about your bad backs today. So, this building, what I read up, was really shot to bits because it was contained, and this was, I think, a living quarters for the SS soldiers. Block E. Oh guys, check this shit out. Well, this hasn't got anything. Oh, sorry, I can't even feel my lips, are that cold. Anyway guys, as you can see, wooden constructed, concrete. I mean, it does say this was split up into quarters for the Nazi soldiers, people running this complex. Now, I ain't sure what was burning in there, but as you can see, there's no outlets, guys, or anything. You know, if it was to heat this building, wouldn't there be something coming out? So we don't know what was actually burnt in there, do we? You guys can have a look. And that's what it was all about. I don't know. Maybe somebody out there knows a little bit more about this place than me. But if you've got time to go through all of those boards, you'll know. They do have like these tours and schooling here. You can come and spend, I think it's a few days actually. You come here and learn about everything here. You see, these are runways for trains or carts or whatever they call them. You see, so something was brought in here through these doors somewhere. I'm not sure if you can see through there. Guys, what is this place? I mean, these are ovens, that's what they are. Ovens. Huge ovens. So what are they cooking in there? Definitely not pizza. Pots. This was also used for, as I've just seen, part of it was for housing some of the SS soldiers. Part of it was built for concerts, you know, where they used to have their shows, where they used to make the Jews and everything dance for fun, you know. There he is. The Führer, as they say here in Germany. But, you know, just standing here, just taking it in, just trying to imagine what the hell was really going on in here. I mean, and a lot of things have been removed, as you can see, but this is one huge hangar. And this is 80 years of history, guys. So, you can see this is where we just was. Obviously you got another one joined, another one here, and these places were massive, and that to me, that looked nice. I mean, these carts, you can see them, they were pushed up this into here, obviously to fire up the chimney. You don't even know what was in these carts, do we? I mean, we all think of the worst, and I'll say it, carts of bodies. It's a shame you can't get inside. Ah, the brickworks. This was a brickworks, guys. This is where they made the bricks. Yeah. Okay, understand. Aha, now it's all coming together. So guys, as you can see, prisoners here were used for labour to build the runways, the docks into Hamburg for the ships, the walls, basically everything. I just don't know how these things were, surely these are not pushed up there, were they? Or were they? Or pulled up on a winch or something, I don't know. But obviously no idea how many carriages were joined, and they'll be pushed up here, and you got a bit of a board here, you can see. slightly faded away. Can't see much, guys. Shame. I'd like to know how they were pulled up, but I can't see. Of this picture, is that faded? I think they were sent up individually, not all at once. But the weight of these things. I mean, surprisingly, for what they've been used for, more than 80 years old, guys, and they're still solid, aren't they? And they'll probably last another 80 years. So, we'll walk on. But so much to say to the German cars, ain't it? And they don't last 80 years. Alright, well, the sun's directly in my face. So obviously it's in yours, so I'll cut out now for a minute. So as you can see, I'm walking on the old track. And these go all around the complex. These are just would have been pushed around, guys. I mean, look at that, pushing that all day long, because that's what it was. It went to 9 till 5, none of that business. And if you didn't push, you know what happened. You'd probably end up in one of these. I mean, look at that, all the way back there. And again, here look, these banks, you see? And the Germans were well crafty for these bunkers. And I bet under here, it's a world of history. So, where are we now? Anyway. I mean, can you see how eerie it is, guys? I mean, I tell you, it would be interesting to see how this place looks at night time, because they have got the spotlights all over the place. And maybe that could be something for the next video. What have we got here then? So YouTube, well, that was a piece of history. You could spend, I'm telling you, 2 days in there, and you'd be fascinated with what I've just been looking at and reading. But there's a nice kind lady inside who give me some nice brochures, things to read. Obviously get a little bit more information out of this place. But what she was telling me about the shipping area, unbelievable. She said that whole shipping dock there, that bay where it runs into this main complex, was all dug out by the prisoners by hand. Obviously we didn't have no JCBs in them days, and she said from morning till night. So like I said, none of this 9 till 5 shit what we do today and cry about. These guys were pushed by gunpoint to dig and build and build and build, and obviously when they collapsed they were shot and thrown into the river. So like I said, that river which was situated over there, which I showed you earlier, I suppose holds quite a few skeletons. And all these stones again, as you can see, were these buildings, one after another, filled with prisoners, guys. I mean, over there was 400, it's one little cabin. Now these have got to be 100 metres long. Can you imagine how many prisoners were held in these places? And all was in these places was beds. There was nothing else. It's just beds. So you was made to sleep, shit, work and eat. So I'm not sure if there was given food in the mornings, but what I've been reading is that's how it was. He was fed in the evening after work. So being pushed to build these crazy things under gunpoint with no food in your stomach. What's the chances, guys, of holding that out? So we've got another place we can enter. Place of interest, guys. Jesus, guys. This place has an evil smell. As you can see, rammed full, guys, rammed full. Guys, this place is ginormous here. History. all these people. Books and books and books full. Oh, there's a camera. A little bit different to what we got today. Oh my God. So guys, here you have it. This would have been your sleeping quarters. That's what you was given to sleep in. Can you imagine being sick, having the flu, having to be wrapped up in something like this? And that was it. That was your life. You had nothing. You had nothing, zero. Oh, maybe you had a box to put your things in. As you can see, that was it. Oh God, there we go, look. There's a whipping tool. That's how you was fed, guys. I mean, look at this. I mean, my dog has better balls than that. You see? That's how it was. Work. No matter where you was, there was a gun pointed at you. Oh shit, man. This is where it gets evil. Alright guys, here's a list of children's names. Children's names. And that was actually experimented on for medicines. I mean guys, look at it. Children experimented on. Well, that made me feel a little bit sicky, that did, guys. Let's take a bit of a breath, a breather. Phew. I didn't show you some of that information there because obviously guidelines and all that. But children tested on for medicine. Crazy. Whoa, guys, get me out of there. Well, I'll tell you what, that will make your stomach turn. as you see in all these blocks, guys, this is basically a museum, yeah? But in all these rooms are folders and history books of a lot of people and what they did in here. The scientists that were used, also pushed into experimenting on children and people, and my God. To be honest, I'm speechless. Not much I can really say. But this is just a small part of it, guys. I mean, this goes on and on and on. And obviously in this video I'm not going to get it all in, but in all this rubble here, this doesn't come from outside, this comes from here. Guys, I don't know what to say. This is how it makes you feel it, honestly. It makes you feel very, very strange. I mean, that last episode in there made me feel literally sick. And trust me, this prisoner of war camp here, this was nothing compared to the one in Poland. We all know which one. I did actually want to visit there, but I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if it's a good idea. Obviously it's interesting, sure it's interesting, but actually being here, guys, and I mean, did you see them beds? And that's how he was kept. I mean, Jesus. I mean, you know, when we're at home, we're sick, we don't go to work, phone up the boss, sorry boss, I can't come today, I'm sick. You get in your nice little bed with your cup of tea and your whatever, your soup and your, you know, your tablets, your medication and shit. Here, he was given literally a sack. When you've seen it, it was a sack, potato sack. That was your bed. And the medication. You've seen the medication. I mean, the medication was not made for the prisoners. The medication was made for the soldiers and tested. Huh? I mean, what I'll do, I'm going to put a link up after this video, or on this video, where you can actually read up a little bit more yourselves. It is worth a visit, definitely. I'll definitely pick a warmer day though, but definitely visit if you're in Hamburg. And the staff in here, I mean, they're so friendly. It's a bit weird considering what this place is, you know. I mean, I spoke to a lovely lady in there. She told me all about this. And this actual area here where I'm pointing at now, that is the actual place where they experimented on subjects. So there's a reason for it being destroyed and mowed down by the English. Proud of you, boys. Unbelievable. And as you've seen at the beginning of this video, I stood by a monument, which I will return to now and give you the bigger picture.